we experience such a shift in our reality as soon as we shift our identity. So for most people, what they believe is in order to get and experience a particular reality, what must happen is they must take action, which is true, right? So most of society is stuck in that level of action, of doing. What can I do in order to get something? And then when you evolve a little bit more, you start to understand that my actions are being influenced by something. What is influencing my action? My action is being influenced by the predominant thought and feeling that I have. Interesting. Thought plus feeling. Please take a moment to think about this. When I have a thought of doing something and I feel compelled to do it, I will do that thing. I will take that action. This is especially prevalent when people are fearful. When you have a fear of, let's say, your money getting stolen from your bank account, what are you going to do? You have the thought of money getting stolen and you have the feeling of fear of your money getting stolen. It's immediately going to propel you into action to move that money out of that bank account or somewhere else or change your password. So this thought and feeling propels us to act. But what influences the thoughts and feelings that we have? This is where it gets really interesting. What influences the thoughts and feelings are our world views, how we view the world. So in that instance of fear, where you become protective of your money, you view the world as containing thieves who are out there to take your money. There are people out there, I believe that there are people out there who are trying to take my money, and therefore, that's exactly what happens. But what influences your world view? What influences this paradigm of reality that you have? It's how you view yourself, right? So the world is a reflection of you. If you view yourself as someone who's, susceptible to money getting stolen from them, then that's exactly what your worldview becomes. And that's exactly what your thoughts and feelings are. So this is where identity comes in, okay? Our worldviews are to some extent influenced by our identity and how we view ourselves in relationship with our worlds. So the identity, the self-view, and the paradigm, the worldview, are examples of beliefs that we hold. The beliefs influence the thoughts and feelings that we have. And the thoughts and feelings ultimately influence the actions that we take, which then influence the reality that we experience. If you can stop bothering with the effects, this is what most people do, right? They look at the actions. Oh, I want to make more money. What's the business opportunity that will allow me to make more money? They try that business opportunity, they make some money, but they can't sustain it. 1 month they make a lot of money, next month they go back down. Oh, I want to become more confident. What can I do? Okay, let me just try to correct my posture a little bit. And they experience some result, but the deep-rooted worldview and self-view, the identity, are still there. So they always revert back to that old identity. They always revert back to their old patterns. This is the number one reason people never experience a permanent change in their reality. I really want to try my best to hammer this point home. A lot of people who experience a particular reality in which they are, let's say, they are addicted to a substance, like cigarette smokers. You'll notice, and I remember reading this in a Tony Robbins book, once they change their identity, they view themselves no longer as a smoker. They view themselves as a non-smoker. As soon as they do that, they immediately quit smoking. It becomes much easier to quit smoking. So if you look at any behavior that you have, instead of looking at it as, hey, I'm a smoker that's trying to quit, instead of looking at it as, I'm a smoker that's trying to quit, look at it as, I'm a non-smoker. Smoking is unnatural to me. If you start to shift your perspective just like that, if you just start to do that, you'll see that it becomes so much easier to change your habits, which then influence the reality you experience.